What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I am in the shop working on getting a few things buttoned up, trying to get ready for Car Takeover at VMP that's this weekend. So I wanted to share some of the stuff I'm doing to prepare for it. So one of the things that I figure I'll just go ahead and address now, the H pattern shifter and I are not getting along. Long story short, I have decided to pull the H pattern back out for now and I'm putting the Vertigate back in. Anybody that has known me for any amount of time knows that I really want to do some H pattern stick shift classes. And stick shift heads up to me, especially small tire stock suspension stuff, is really cool. But at the end of the day, the classes that are kind of geared towards those cars have really gotten quite out of hand. So I mean, we're talking, like Jonathan Atkins and Grubworm, Joel Granis in his Orange Man Bad Supra. Let's see, I think Joel Steele, I think is his name, has a red Mustang with a twin turbo Coyote, I think it is. Those cars have just gotten completely nuts. I think two of the three of those have been in the sixes. That's not what my car does. So we're way far away from that. I'm not even trying to act like I can try and keep up with those guys. And quite honestly, I don't want to go and be like first round fodder or a sitting duck, 4 hours away from home. So I figured we would run a class that we could be competitive in. So I found an index class that I think that we can fit in. There's no tire rule, there's no shifter rule, there's no engine rule, fuel rule, there's no gotta go take it on a street cruise rule, nothing. So we're gonna hop in to one of those index classes, but of course I do need to get the shifter swapped out and get a couple other things wrapped up. So so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, I got the H pattern shifter out. Unfortunately, I didn't film any of that, and I do have the Vertigate shifter in. So this is a really nice piece, and I'm going to revisit this for certain. But for now, just going to go ahead and stick with the H pattern. It seems to be where my muscle memory is alive at right now. So I do have the Vertigate is installed. I just got to put the trim pieces back on, and then it's just a matter of putting the seat back in, I think, and then this part will be pretty well done. Got to switch tires side to side. Try to do that every outing to help the sidewall ride a little longer. All right, now for the really exciting thing for tonight. About a month, yeah, a little over a month ago, maybe right at a month ago, I emailed my buddy Patrick over at Pro Systems and told him that I wanted him to build me a carburetor that was identical to the one that was on the car in 2019 and early 2020. So actually, I think I bought that carburetor in maybe earlier middle 2018. So anyways, so this is a Pro Systems Dominator. I think they call it a V2. And if since this is supposed to be an identical carburetor, I kind of know how it's supposed to be. Should be an 1100 CFM carburetor with a set of billet metering blocks. And so let's see what he sent me. There she be. Sticker, blank air bleeds. All right, so the spec sheet's got all the information on it for everything that is for, this particular carburetor is actually spec'd for my 372-inch motor that I had before this. But just a quick jet change from the factory jetting had the 427 pretty happy. So I am going to make a jet change, and then we'll get it on the car. Okay, so I'm back. I ended up having to go into the house and help with bath time and bedtime for the babies. So, but anyways, all right, gonna get back into this. I did go out and get my jet kit from the trailer. So, right on the ground, Matt. It's got 76s in the front right now. I know from previous data that I went up 4 jet sizes. Get it right, so we need to eat. Obviously, this being more of a custom style carburetor, it's already got a lot of the tricks and stuff done to it. So it's got nice billet aluminum metering blocks, and then of course the jet extensions, and all of his new Dominators are they are converted to an external linkage, so there's no internal linkage to come apart and fall down the carburetor or fall down the intake manifold while the engine's running. So that always scares the bejesus out of me. Yeah, so this is really kind of an educated adjustment based on information from this engine from 2 years ago. Now, 2 years ago, I was using a Daytona Sensors box for ignition and a race pack. The race pack was only really there to do clutch tuning. I didn't have much else on the race pack, so for sensors, so I didn't have air-fuel ratio, I wasn't looking at water temp, I wasn't looking at much of anything else, so it was just engine RPM, drive shaft RPM, and clutch RPM. That was the only things I was looking at on the race pack. So the Holly is definitely a nice step in the direction of more data, and I'll be able to, of course, make changes based on air fuel ratio now. So I'll be able to monitor all of that. It's going to be really nice because, I mean, kind of have an idea of where I want to shoot for air fuel ratio wise, since with the EFI I had a pretty good idea of what was going on. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing, like, if we can get this thing to be in the same air-fuel ratio range as the EFI, like what differences we're going to see regarding power. So now I will say that an identical intake to what I'm running now with the first version of this carburetor in drag week trim in 2019, I ran a best of a 931 at 146, and that was at Cecil during testing. So, you know, I'm not totally sure. Like, I mean, I guess I expect it to run the same. I'm going to put a timing curve together that's going to be pretty similar, maybe just a little bit more dynamic since we are using a map sensor. You know, but it won't be quite so two-dimensional. The Daytona sensors box also had a map sensor, but I never set it up that way. I didn't run a map sensor at the time. But one of the things I wanted to show you was that these weigh a good bit different. And that was something that I noticed on, well, I mean, new carburetors in general. All of the new generation Holley stuff is all a bunch lighter anyway. So I'm gonna try and get you in here so you can really see what we're dealing with here. Let's see if I can get that. All right. So we'll zero that out. So this is carburetor from my buddy Michael. It's 13 pounds, 2.5 ounces. And I did empty all the fuel out of this. Now I did already take the fuel bowl fittings off and put it on the new carburetor, but this is still a good bit lighter. So 10 pounds, 1 ounce. So 3 pounds, 2.5 ounces or something like that. Just in, you know, new next generation stuff. So like I said, it's got metering billet metering blocks versus I guess these are cast. The bowls they've got the nice clear sights in them, and they're on both sides so you can see easily float level. Whereas this carburetor has the standard old school sight plugs. All right, well, I'm out of fuel in the tank. I thought I had enough to be able to at least get the bowls filled, and I don't. So it's getting on to 10 o'clock. I took tomorrow off from the day job so that I could finish up stuff. So tomorrow I'll put some fuel in it. I'll get the car on the ground. Double check, you know, nut and bolt, wheels, tires, stuff like that, you know, and then hopefully I'll have time to wash it, and at least try and get some of this grime off, deal with that, and then I can get it loaded up, and we're going to hit the road early Saturday morning. So hopefully I'll take you guys along. That is the intention, is so that that you guys can come along. I've got a very close, very old friend that's coming into town that surprised me. He's going to come along. He does a good bit of podcasting and social media stuff for himself and for his job, so I don't think it's going to be a problem to stick a camera in his hand. And then, of course, Mr. Jason from Atlantic Hoist and Crane, which has been one of my longest standing sponsors for the car. He's going to be there as well. I'm sure he'll be excited to hold a camera also. So yeah, I'm really pumped about this weekend. It's been a long time coming. So I just I don't know, just getting pumped. So it's been a while since I've been this amped up about a race. So anyway, man, sure is something about a Dominator carburetor. You just know when you have a carburetor like that, I don't know, you're a bad man with JAMA. So, yep. So I guess either I'll probably just see you guys at the track at this point. So.